This magazine is haunted. Dr. Death. Have you ever been too frightened to scream, too terror-stricken to move? This is the sensation that awaits you behind this cover. Follow this charming story here on the channel Comic T&S. Subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single post. And if you want to speak English in no time, check out the materials in the video descriptions on the channel. Now, let's get to the story.
I am Dr. Death. Look into my eyes, gaze deeply, and soon you will see horrors too terrible for the mind to contemplate. You will know fear that shrivels and contorts men's souls and drives them to madness, as in the green hands of terror. Let me go! Let me go! Aye! On a singularly cold, dreary, storm-ridden night, two desperate men were making a hazardous getaway along a desolate country road. I can't see well enough to make any speed. We're in the clear, don't worry. We rigged that job to look just like a suicide. A couple of more killings like that, and we can raise our ante to $5 grand in any new deals. Slazak, something's conked out. We're stopped dead. Can't figure it. Must be something bad. It's bad, whatever it is. We're near the coast and floodwaters are rising. We gotta keep moving. We'll cut across here. There must be a spot nearby where we can get out of this storm. Hey, this is a cemetery. Maybe we ought to follow the road. They moved hurriedly, breathlessly through the blackness of the graveyard, now and again sinking and slipping in the muddied grounds. Then a bolt of lightning shattered the heavens and revealed an eerie sight to the aghast and trembling man known as Jink. No, I'm clearing out of here. Hey, what's the matter with you? Where are you going? I saw a pair of legs following us. Just legs. Nothing else. No body at all, I tell you, Slazak. It was right there. Are you off your rocker? The lightning probably played tricks with your eyes. The hulking, dull-witted Jenk was calmed by the small, crafty killer known as Slazak, and the strange pair made their way across the graveyard to the site of an old-time worn stone house adjacent to the resting place of the dead. Nobody's in the place. Try the door. Here, I'll do it. Why don't we keep going until we hit a town? We could get some food and hot java. Nothing here but the walls. I'm not so sure about that. Listen. Those sounds from below, the scuffling of feet and somebody yelling. You were right, there is someone in the place. The way he's bolting the door, you'd think he was concealing the crown jewels. The tall, cadaverous, weird-looking man whirled at the sound of their descending steps. Hi, neighbor, how about... Get out, I say, you're trespassing. Now, you wouldn't be that inhospitable, would you? All we want to do is bunk here until the storm blows over. Just take it easy, and we'll be gone before you know it. There's something wrong with that old guy. His eyes just about popped out of his head. I don't care about him, but I'd give a lot for a peek into that room. He's scared we're going to find out about it. What's ever there, I can tell. But presently, weariness stilled all thoughts. As damped, chilled, and exhausted, Jenkins Slezak fell into a heavy slumber on an old bed. 2 hours went by before the reign of terror began. Then, through the open window, let me go! Icy hands fastened around his throat like tongs of steel, squeezing. The hands were a livid, deadly green and disembodied, and the legs were there again. A scream tore from Jenk's throat as he broke the hold. Slezak woke with a start. What's the matter? Are you crazy? Hand choking me, green hands attached to nothing at all, and the same legs I saw in the cemetery. What a time to have nightmares. I can't get to sleep now. Let's get up. It's a good time to find out what goes on in that room downstairs. Now don't go blowing your top and waking the old crackpot. Look, Slezak, I told you. Footprints leading inside the room. Bare footprints. But a piercing, nerve-shattering cry of alarm echoed down the hallway at that instant. And something's happening to the old man. It's from that room across the hall. And there, revealed for Slezak's incredulous eyes, was Cenk's nightmare come to life. The sickening green arms were suspended in air as separate beings intent upon their murderous mission. Stark terror immobilized the men. "No, spare me, spare me!" There, I told you, Slezak. Maybe this will stop it. The hand went suddenly limp and released its death grip, and then, spider-like, they crawled to the open window. They're making a break for it. Bang, bang. You saved me. You saved my life. They would have killed me then for sure. And then, still coughing and gasping for air, the strange man told the horrified trespassers an incredible story. I'm a chemist. All my life I have been working on a synthetic protoplasm, trying to create life artificially, and I've succeeded. But my work with genes and chromosomes, the hereditary factors, is incomplete. I've created only isolated parts of humans so far. That accounts for those hands and the legs that Cenk saw.
Then that's what you have locked up in that room downstairs. Yes, but once in a while they break loose. Of late, I've had serious trouble because I have created a head, and that one brain directs the limbs with mutinous intent. I would be grateful if you would help me drive them back in and bolt the door.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I guess you know what you're doing.
Slezak's cynical disbelief was shattered, and his skin seemed to crawl as he approached the basement room which housed this fantastic horror. Then he saw them, green wraiths moving of their own macabre-like volition. What are you going to do? This whip will help me drive them into the room. Don't let those hands catch hold of you. They're going back. Snap. A few more lashes. And ready now to close the door. That does it. Listen to him in there. Sounds like a small army.
What's this place? This is my laboratory. Here have I borne all the fruits of a lifetime of my labor. I have starved and made great sacrifices for my work. But soon I shall be repaid. Here, at last, is an untainted specimen of my synthetic protoplasm. This, and my experimental notes in this ledger, will earn me millions. Millions, eh? That's great. It sure is. Now as the old man turned his mind to the alchemy of his test tubes, Slezak's little rodent eyes gleamed with a strange intensity. Now, I must return to my work. Millions. The storm's over with. Let's get going. There's no rush. We're in the clear. No one's going to pin that murder on us. We'll stick around here a while longer, just to see what develops. 2 days went by, and Slezak plotted and bided his time. The tension in the old house mounted as the scuffling and restlessness in the basement room grew frighteningly louder and more violent. Then, in the dead of one night, a terrified shriek drew them to window, and the green hands, they're loose again. Let's get to the old man. No, we'll stay right here. Aye! I'm getting out of here. Hold on, we've an important stop to make first. Down to the lab. We're going to get that bottle of stuff and the ledger. Look, the door to the room is wide open. Come on, they're too dumb to find their way out, and we can handle the 1 or 2 of them that stumble upon the open door. But the old guy said he created a head, a brain that was directing them. Let's not waste any time. You grab the ledger. Moving with the frantic, furtive haste of men treading upon the precipice of a dark, unfathomable evil, Cenk and Slezak ascended the basement steps seconds later. There, Slezak, look! The head! We've got to get by it. Nothing must stop us now. The disembodied head leered demoniacally and retreated as they approached, bobbing and weaving tauntingly. But then a ghoulish laughter broke from its drooling lips as a garish and blood-congealing sight shocked the fugitives. You can go no further. Stricken with wild panic at the ominous onslaught of grasping, reaching, tearing fingers, pounding fists, kicking, leaping feet, Cenk cried out in terror and lashed out with anything within reach. Slezaki's gun exploded in his hand, again and again. Make your way to the door. The window.
It's blocked up too. I can't open it. I'll try to make it to the door. Bang, bang, bang. It's bolted. We're locked in. Step out of the way. I'll blow up the lock. Bang. Make a run for it. After them, after them. Cut across the graveyard. We've got to lose them.
Even the dead beneath the worm-furrowed earth must have stirred at the macabre pursuit. The stone markers were like leering white teeth in the eerie glow of the moon. Once, Jenk stumbled and fell, and a hand tore mercilessly at his flesh.
Run, Jenk, faster.
I can't, I tell you.
Look, they're gone. We've outdistanced them.
That's strange. They vanished. We'll follow the road we stalled on into the nearest town. They continued running, their nerves near the breaking point, as they glanced fearfully back now and again. At last, on the outskirts of a town, I'm going to drop. I can't go another step. You won't have to. There's a cab. Hey, cabbie! Drive us past that town, as far from this place as possible. Boy, are we in luck. With this stuff to peddle, we'll be on easy street from now on. I keep seeing those things. I can't get them out of my head. Hey, that graveyard. We're headed the wrong way. What the? We're going back to where we came from?
Hey, driver! I said to go the other way. Driver! Rap him one. Make him listen. But the driver was mute and unresponsive. Slezak struck at him wildly in a hysterical fury. Suddenly, Slezak, he's falling apart. No, it's the head. Fools, we overpowered the driver and coordinated our respective parts into an imitative body. Jenk, make a break. Seize them. We have arrived at the house. Ah! Ugh! Drag them into the house. Take them down to the laboratory. We shall dispose of them chemically as we did the professor's body. Not a shred of evidence.
The bottle! Crash! We've lost it. It was worth millions. Something's forming from the specimen. A mouth of teeth! Jenk, get it off! Get it off! It's eating me alive! That does it. They're coming down. Make for the lab and bolt the door. But no ordinary mortal strength could withhold the weird, unnatural forces unleashed by the deceased chemist's formula. We can't hold them. This acid ought to do it. I started a fire. Good. With the only brain among them finished, they won't know where to go. Make a break through them. Whoosh. The fire's rising fast. We'll make it. The flames are getting at them. Their flesh torn with jagged wounds from the grasping, kicking limbs, Slezak and Jenk fought their way upstairs and out into the chill night air. The fire had attracted the townfolk. And how'd this start? Say, I know your faces. You're a couple of city killers the law's been trying to pin something on. You still can't. We were just passing through this place. Take a look around to see what these two have been up to, boys. The minutes went by as the hot flame hollowed the stone shell of the old house. Shortly after, the Freemans stepped out, their eyes ringed with horror. Hold those two, Mac. There's been some sort of massacre in there. Wholesale slaughter. Arms and legs and other human parts are all burned and gutted by fire. We've got you two at last. Wait a minute. Those weren't real people's arms and legs. They were artificial. They were created from synthetic protoplasm. They're nuts. A couple of raving maniacs. We didn't murder any people in there. I swear it. I swear it. They weren't real. And after screaming their innocence for endless months of testimony, the ill-fated pair met a long-deserved fate, execution at the hands of the law. For you see, Dr. Death is never the loser.